What if I told you that the most important lesson you will ever learn in life is something most people don't figure out until it's too late? What if I told you that the key to living a truly fulfilling life isn't about waiting for the perfect moment or the right opportunities, but about taking full responsibility for your own life? Right now, most people spend their entire lives waiting for things to change, blaming their circumstances, or putting their happiness in someone else's hands. But what if the real power comes from realizing that you are the one who holds the keys to your future? What if I told you that the moment you stop waiting for the world to change and start taking ownership of your actions, your thoughts, and your decisions, your entire life shifts? Stick with me, because today we're going to talk about the most impactful lesson that could change everything for you. The truth is, it's never too late to take control of your life, and it starts with one powerful decision. What if I told you that the most powerful thing you can do to change your life is to take responsibility for everything in it? What if I told you that the moment you stop blaming others, stop pointing fingers at your circumstances, and stop waiting for the world to change, is the exact moment you unlock your full potential? Most people go through life feeling like their happiness, success, and future are determined by forces outside of their control. They blame their past, their environment, their upbringing, or even their bad luck. But what if I told you that none of that matters unless you decide to take control of your life? Imagine for a moment, what if everything you've experienced, the pain, the setbacks, the failures, wasn't meant to keep you down, but to empower you? What if your greatest power lies in your ability to choose how you respond to life? You control the meaning you give to every event that has happened to you, and by taking responsibility for how you interpret and react to it, you take control of your future. What if I told you that you have the power to change your situation at any time, simply by shifting your mindset? It's not about waiting for life to get better. It's about deciding to own your story and take responsibility for where you are. Truth is, the moment you choose to take responsibility is the moment you become unstoppable. No more waiting for permission, no more excuses. You have everything you need right now. The power is in your hands, waiting for you to take it. What are you waiting for? What if I told you that the key to breaking free from your limitations isn't about waiting for the perfect opportunity, but about taking full responsibility for your life? What if I told you that the real power comes from realizing that you are in control of everything that happens to you? Your thoughts, your actions, your emotions, and ultimately your future? Most people spend their lives blaming their past, their circumstances, or other people for where they are. They believe that their happiness or success depends on things outside of their control. But what if I told you that the moment you take responsibility for your life, you instantly regain the power to shape it? Imagine this. You stop blaming anyone or anything for your struggles. You realize that every situation, every challenge, every failure is a result of your decisions, and that's not something to be ashamed of. That's something to empower you. You see, when you take responsibility, you stop feeling like a victim and start feeling like a creator of your reality. It means no one else has control over your happiness, your success, or your failures. It's all on you. What if I told you that this decision to own your life is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful? It's easy to make excuses, to wait for things to change, or to expect someone else to fix things for you. But what if I told you that the moment you choose to take responsibility, you unlock the power to change everything? The world will keep throwing challenges your way, but you now have the power to decide how you respond. That's the game changer. And once you embrace this truth, nothing can stop you. What if I told you that the key to unlocking your full potential isn't about getting more time, more resources, or even more knowledge, but about unlocking the energy already inside you? What if I told you that the energy to achieve your dreams is not something you need to find, it's within you, waiting to be unleashed? Most people go through life thinking they're exhausted or that they lack the energy to accomplish their goals. But what if I told you that you're only tapping into a fraction of your true energy? The truth is, the way we live our lives, the way we think, and the way we move all have a direct impact on how much energy we can generate. Imagine for a moment that you could wake up every day feeling completely energized, motivated, and ready to conquer anything. What if I told you that this is already possible, and it's only a matter of tapping into your inner power? The reason so many people feel drained or stuck is because they're not creating the energy they need. They're not taking action. They're not prioritizing their health or emotional well-being, and they're not controlling their mindset. What if you could stop waiting for motivation and instead create your own energy by acting with purpose, passion, and clarity? What if I told you that action breeds energy? The more you move, the more momentum you build and the more energy you have. What if you could step into your power today and start creating the energy you need to make your dreams a reality? The secret isn't about waiting for energy to find you, it's about creating it. What if I told you that the biggest obstacle standing between you and the life you've always dreamed of isn't your lack of resources, talent, or even opportunity, but your fear of the unknown? What if the very thing that has been holding you back is the fear you've been running from? Most people avoid fear at all costs, thinking it's a sign of weakness or a roadblock. But what if I told you that fear is the very thing that could lead you to greatness? Imagine this, you're standing at the edge of a new opportunity, but fear is paralyzing you. What if, instead of letting fear control you, you used it as a tool to propel you forward? Every time you face something that scares you and choose to move forward anyway, you grow. Fear is not a wall, it's a doorway to new experiences, growth, and opportunities. The more you face fear head-on, the stronger and more confident you become. What if I told you that the people who succeed are not fearless? They're the ones who act in spite of fear. They don't let fear control them. They use it to fuel their drive. When you stop avoiding fear, when you choose to walk straight through it, you unlock the person you were always meant to be. What if the key to your success is realizing that the biggest rewards in life lie just on the other side of your fears? The truth is, fear is not your enemy, it's your greatest ally. It shows you where you need to grow, where your true potential lies, and where your next breakthrough is waiting. So, what if today you decided to stop running from fear and started using it to propel yourself into a future beyond your wildest dreams? What if I told you that the reason you haven't yet achieved the life you want isn't because you're not capable, but because you've been searching for happiness in the wrong places? What if I told you that the key to living your best life is not about waiting for everything to be perfect or chasing external achievements, but about reconnecting with your deepest purpose? Most people go through life focused on external accomplishments, more money, more success, more recognition. But what if the truth is that true fulfillment comes from aligning with your inner vision? What if why? Our happiness isn't something to find, but something to create by living according to your values and purpose? Imagine waking up every morning knowing exactly why you're here and what you're meant to do. What if your purpose wasn't something that's waiting to be discovered, but something you could create by aligning your actions with what you truly care about? The moment you stop chasing validation from the outside world, you open the door to a deeper, more lasting happiness. When you align with your core values, everything in your life starts to make sense. Your work, your relationships, and your decisions are all in alignment, and everything flows naturally. What if I told you that the most successful, happiest people are those who understand that true fulfillment is a result of living with purpose, not perfection? They wake up every day knowing that their actions are meaningful, that they're contributing to something greater than themselves. Happiness comes when you align your vision with your actions, and it's the key to unlocking a future of endless possibilities. What if the life you've always dreamed of begins the moment you reconnect with your purpose? What if I told you that the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the hesitation to take massive action? What if I told you that every opportunity, every success, and every breakthrough you've been waiting for is already within reach, but you've been waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect circumstances? The truth is, the perfect moment never comes. It's created through action. Most people wait for things to line up, for all the stars to align, but what if I told you that the moment you take bold, decisive action, you create the moment you've been waiting for? Imagine for a second you have a dream, a vision, something you're passionate about, but instead of sitting back, you take action. The small steps you take today lead to big transformations tomorrow. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is simply the willingness to act. Every step you take, no matter how small, starts to create the momentum needed to move you closer to your goals. Action creates energy, and energy propels you forward. What if I told you that successful people don't wait for inspiration? They create it by taking action even when they're not sure what's going to happen next. They move forward, make decisions, and learn as they go. What if your hesitation to act is the real thing keeping you stuck? What if everything you've wanted is already within you, waiting for you to just take that first step? What if the key to unlocking your future, your success, and your happiness is simply the willingness to act, even when it feels uncertain? The time is now, and your future begins with what you decide to do today. As we close, remember this. The power to transform your life is already within you, but it's up to you to take the action that will unlock it. The perfect moment doesn't exist. It's the decisions you make and the actions you take right now that will create the future you've always dreamed of. Stop waiting, stop hesitating, and start moving forward today. Every step, no matter how small, creates momentum, and momentum is what turns dreams into reality. Good luck on your journey. You have everything you need within you to achieve greatness. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your willingness to take action. The world is waiting for you to show up, and now is the time to step into the life you've always wanted. Go out there and make it happen.